Baseball. It's America's pastime and Minnesota's passion. The all-new Neighborhood Sports Network, in partnership with the Minnesota Baseball Association, brings you coverage of the 2022 State Amateur Baseball Tournament. Coverage of this great Minnesota tradition is proudly brought to you by The Urgency Room, fast, flexible care. McDonald's, owners and operators of Minnesota and Western Wisconsin. Find your golden opportunity at mcdonalds.com/careers. Xfinity, a better way to watch. Think Bank, meet your money. The Star Tribune, your home for the best prep coverage. And by the Minnesota Twins. Get tickets for Town Ball Night at Target Field on September 10th. Live coverage throughout the Town Ball tourney can be seen right here on the Neighborhood Sports Network. That's NSPN.TV. Welcome to the neighborhood. Now, let's get out to the ballpark.
And a good afternoon. Welcome to Memorial Field here in Dundas. We are finally ready for some baseball. After the rains came through, we were scheduled to start this game at 11:30 this morning. And hats off to the groundskeepers that they got this field in great shape really fast. And we're going to have your first pitch at 1:12 as your official first pitch. Aaron Worm with you. Isaac Worm on the camera with you all day. And we have Elrosa. They won last week. New Ulm, the winners of their region. Region 2, playing their first game at state. New Ulm 30-3 on the season. Elrosa comes in with a 20-8 record. And we're ready for first pitch. Kevin Kiefler, Will Van Beck, and Jackson Peter, the first to face Will French. We are underway. First pitch down low for a ball. Will French, a righty for New Ulm. 4-0-1 on the season. He's pitching 33 2/3 innings, giving up 8 earned runs. ERA of 2.14. Second pitch down low, misses twice. It's 2-0 to Kevin Kiefler. Elrosa, they beat my hometown team, the Montgomery Mallards, by a score of 3-1 last weekend to advance to this weekend. 2-0 pitch. That's a strike. That's 2-1. Kevin Kiefler, Will Van Beck, Jackson Peter, Derek Wiener, Ashton Dingman, Peter Winter, Gavin Campson, Matt Schmitz, and Blaine Fisher. The lineup, as that one misses as well, it's 3-1. So a 3-1 pitch coming to the leadoff hitter for Elrosa, just underway here in the top of the first. And that just missed outside, ball 4. And the leadoff guy is on for Elrosa. New Ulm making their 21st visit to the state tournament. Elrosa with their 10th trip to state. Again, they began their journey last weekend. They had a string from 2016 to 2018, making it here 3 years in a row. First trip to Elrosa, or for Elrosa, since that 2018 trip. So Will Van Beck, the left fielder, wears number 20. First pitch over for a strike. So a runner on first, just underway here from Dundas. Turned out to be a beautiful day, 74 degrees with plenty of sunshine. 0-1 pitch coming to Van Beck. And the pitch, that's outside. Good stop by the catcher. That is Seidel. It's 1-1. Again, right now we're probably a little over an hour and 40 minutes behind schedule. Again, game 2 today was supposed to start at 1:30. Obviously will not start at that time. So 1-1 pitch coming from French. That's outside for a ball. It's 2-1. And French having a tough time finding the strike zone here to begin the game. Elrosa to Region 15. 2-1 pitch coming from French. Checks the runner. That is down low for a ball. It's now 3-1. So French so far has thrown 7 balls and just 2 strikes. New Ulm went 16-0 in the Tomahawk East. 3-1 pitch. That's inside, ball 4. And the first 2 batters for Elrosa are on via the walk. In a quick conversation, the catcher, Blaine Fisher, will come out there to talk to his catcher. So Jackson Peters steps in, the number 3 hitter. So a conversation being had at the mound. Jackson Peter on the season leading the team, batting .456, 31 hits and 68 at bats, 18 runs scored, 7 doubles. Does have 3 home runs and 12 RBIs. Pretty impressive .456 clip. Says on their webpage that he's a junior, so I assume a junior maybe in high school or college, not quite sure. First pitch to him, off speed over for a strike. And the first time getting ahead of the batter is French. Yeah, he's a junior at BBE High School. 0-1 pitch is a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-2. So whatever conversation they had between the catcher Seidel and French has worked. Nobody out. Runners on first and second. 0-2 pitch coming. French checks that runner at second. And the pitch just missed outside. Try to get in the chase, not able to. 13 pitches already thrown by French. According to their website, for Elrosa, beverage of choice for Jackson Peter, Hi-C Juice Box. So a 1-2 pitch coming from French. That's a swing and a miss and a big strikeout for New Ulm. French needed that one. After walking the first 2 guys, he gets an out. There's one down for Derek Wiener, the cleanup hitter. Right fielder, number 32. Derek Wiener batting .347, 34 hits and 98 at bats, 13 runs scored. Does have 1 homer. Leads Elrosa with 23 RBIs. He has a chance to put Elrosa on the board here first, with 1 out. First one over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Kiefler on second, Van Beck on first, both reaching via the walk if you're just tuning into our stream. Top of the first here in Dundas at Memorial Field. Turned out to be a beautiful day for baseball. 0-1 pitch, little number just going foul. And it's 0-2. So again, after French through the first 8 of his first 10 pitches outside the strike zone, he's been battling back. 4 of the last 5 have been in the strike zone. So French trying to get in a groove here early. It's amazing, and maybe you saw it on the stream that the grounds crew did such a nice job. There was so much water behind home plate and around the bases, but they cleaned up this field real quick. 0-2 pitch coming from French, checks the runner. And the pitch, that's up high for a ball. And it's 1-2. French getting ready to deliver pitch number 18 already here in the top of the first. The runners on first and second and just 1 out. Peeks back to second. And the 1-2 pitch outside for a ball. Try to get in the chase. And Derek Wiener able to even the count at 2-2. Ashton Dingman, the first baseman, number 5 hitter, waits on deck. Peyton Winter, the third baseman, number 16, waits in the hole for Elrosa. 2-2 pitch coming from French, trying to work himself on an early jam here in the top of the first. And the 2-2 pitch swung on and missed off speed. So back-to-back strikeouts. He strikes out Peter, he strikes out Wiener. And there's quickly 2 down for Ashton Dingman. Dingman batting .325 in the season. Dingman with 25 hits in 25 hits and 77 at-bats. 17 runs scored, has 2 home runs and 21 RBIs. Dingman second on the team in RBIs. First pitch outside for a ball. Again, Kiefler and Van Beck both reach via the walk to start the game. Strikeout to Peter, a strikeout to Wiener. And a 1-0 pitch coming here to Dingman. French again trying to get out this big jam early. There's a swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Definitely a momentum booster for New Ulm. Again, Elrosa giving a couple of free bases, trying to cash in. It's up to Ashton Dingman, facing a 1-1 count. French peeks back, and the 1-1 pitch. That's over for a strike, and it's 1-2. Well, the way this inning started, And pitch number 23 coming from French. If he only has to throw 23 pitches to get out of this top of the first, that's pretty impressive. After walking the first two guys. So a 1-2 pitch coming from French. Peeks back, and the pitch swung on and missed. He strikes him out. So after French walks the first two guys, he strikes out Peter, Wiener, and Digman, and the inning is over. No runs off of no hits, 2 runners left on base, and no New Ulm errors. Half inning complete. Our score here on the Neighborhood Sports Network, Elrosa 0, New Ulm. They're coming up.
All season long, you've gathered with friends, neighbors, and family at ball yards all across Minnesota.
Still going, gone! A home run!
Diamonds that define hundreds of communities. Town Ball binds together our passion for baseball and our hometowns. And on September 10th, the cornerstone of Minnesota baseball, Target Field, will host a party for all those who play, watch, and support Town Ball. The Twins host the Guardians at 6:10 p.m. Prior to the game, the champions will be honored in a ceremony at Town Ball Tavern, and all Town Ballers will be invited down to the field for a special pregame ceremony. Wear your team colors and enjoy a special night at Target Field.
Field Scallon back, has it measured. That's it! Air Freight Unlimited, your Class A state champions.
For tickets to the Minnesota Twins Tip of the Cap to Town Ball on September 10th, visit twinsbaseball.com/townball.
And back here in Dundas, we get to the bottom of the first inning. Aaron Worm and Isaac Worm on the camera. Thank you so much for joining us. We're hoping to bring you 4 games today. Then we're off to a slow start because of the rain delay. But 4 games on tap. And if weather cooperates, we're going to be here a little bit later than scheduled. So Colton Schaefer is going to lead things off for New Ulm. First pitch, hits it shortstop, plays it off the hop there. That's Peter, you throw it over, and safe. First baseman came off the bag. Safe at first base. As a throw from Peter, the shortstop, first baseman Dingman tried to stay on the base, not able to. They're going to rule that an error on the shortstop, so Colton Schaefer, first pitch swinging, reaches. So Justin Hoffman, the center fielder, number 2 hitter. He'll step in for New Ulm. Hoffman on the season batting .533. Those are video game numbers. 64 hits and 120 at-bats, 58 runs scored. He's showing bunt. That surprises me. And it's 1-0. And the stats New Ulm showed me 58 runs scored and 120 at bats. So when he gets on, he scores 10 home runs, 53 RBIs. And the 1-0 pitch, showing bunt again, and it's a good bunt down the first baseline. Dingman, and no one's covering. It's an infield base hit. Infield base hit for Hoffman as Schaefer moves up to second. Well, not too often you're going to have a guy with those kind of numbers. You're going to have him bunt, but he does bunt, and the number 3 hitter, Colton. So Cole Ranweiler, the left fielder, number 31, steps in. Nobody out, runners on first and second. New Ulm looking to strike first against the lefty Peyton Van Beck, who was very good last week against Montgomery. Showing bunt again, pops it up foul. First baseman Dingman cannot get to it. It's 0-1. So Cole Remweiler, batting .462, 48 hits and 104 at-bats, 44 runs scored. So the guys that are 2 and 3 in the lineup, they score a lot when they get on base. New Ulm was the team. Are you ready for this? Batting .381 this season. 0-1 pitch, outside for a ball. And it's 1-1. So just like Elrosa had the first 2 guys on the top of the first via walk. An error and a base hit. New Ulm's got the first 2 guys on with no outs in the bottom of the first. And Remweiler facing a 1-1 offering. That's outside for a ball. It's 2-1. And New Ulm 30 and 3 on the season, ranked number 3 in state in the final Class C rankings. Favorite for many to win this whole thing. They're trying to get off to a fast start here. 2-1 pitch coming. And the 2-1 pitch to Remweiler. That's fouled straight back. It's 2-2. Hunter Ranweiler waiting on deck for the Brewers. Going to get ourselves a packed house. On day 2, a weekend number 2 of the Class C State Amateur Baseball Tournament. Van Beck looking for a big strikeout. Checks to runner. Can nobody out. 2-2 pitch. That one's hit the opposite way, but hooking foul. And we'll do the 2-2 pitch once again.
All foul balls are $1.
So foul balls here in Dundas are worth $1. Buck per foul ball. That'll keep the kids busy here at Memorial Field. What a beautiful park during the rain delay. Myself and Isaac have plenty of time to explore Dundas Memorial Field. 2-2 pitch. That's outside for a ball, and it's 3-2. Schaefer on second, Hoffman on first, nobody out. Remweiler facing a payoff pitch. And again, Van Beck, a very young lefty, 7-1 on the season, trying to work out of a first inning jam. Checks to runner in a 3-2 pitch. That one's hit hard. Shortstop off his glove. Peter's going to skip in the left field. They're going to wave the runner around. Throw's coming to the plate. It's going to be not in time. Catcher slips. That's Fisher. And hustling in the third base is going to be Hoffman. So Remweiler with an RBI base hit. Colton Schaefer scores to make it 1-0. Brewers on top, sharply hit. And the shortstop Peter not able to come up with it. And it's 1-0. New Ulm on top here in the bottom of the first. And still nobody out. That'll bring up the number 4 hitter, Hunter Ranweiler. Elrosa, looks like their third baseman's in a little bit. Everybody else coming in just not all the way in. Just part way in as the first pitch is a ball. So Hunter Ranweiler is batting .571. Top hitter for New Ulm. 1-0 pitch. That's hit foul. And it's 1-1. His numbers on the season: 5 home runs, 38 RBIs, 36 hits, and 63 at-bats, 19 runs scored. Has 8 doubles. New Ulm hit 34 home runs this season. So a 1-1 pitch coming to Ranweiler. And the pitch. That's over for a strike. It's 1-2. So nobody out, runners on second and third. Here in the bottom of the first. And New Ulm up 1-0, looking for more. And the 1-2 pitch, that's outside for a ball. That's 2-2. Yeah, Hunter Ranweiler. Look at my program. College ball, Minnesota State and Mankato. 2-2 pitch, up high for a ball, just missed. Elrosa fans wanted it, did not get it. Cole Ranweiler, who just batted, high school New Ulm. Again, most of the guys on this team, New Ulm or New Ulm Cathedral. So a 3-2 pitch coming from Van Beck. That's a called strike 3 in the outside corner. Ranweiler did not like the call. That's a huge strikeout for Van Beck and Elrosa. And there's one down here in the first. So Wade French, the pitcher, trying to help his own cause. French does not have a lot of at-bats this year. He's batting .205. He's got 8 hits in 39 at-bats, 8 runs scored. So Wade French, again, trying to help his own cause with now 1 out. He's a New Ulm kid, no college baseball. That's popped up foul right side. First baseman Dingman takes a look. It's out of play. So Van Beck getting ready to throw his 17th pitch of the first inning. Still just 1 out with Hoffman on third, Remweiler on second. Remweiler with that RBI base hit to make it 1-0. Here in the bottom of the first, an unearned run as Colton Schaefer reached on an air to kick off this bottom half. So an 0-1 pitch coming. Popped up foul once again. And quickly ahead 0-2. Here's Schaefer. And you can limit the damage to just 1 run. That's a victory for Elrosa for the Saints. New Ulm trying to put up a crooked number here in the bottom of the first. Again, Elrosa beat Montgomery last weekend 3-1. New Ulm had the bye. 0-2 pitch. That's hit hard to center. Center fielder Kiefler going back. Still going back. It's going to be caught by Kiefler. on the warning track. Both guys going to move up 90 feet. It's a sacrifice fly, and it's 2-0 New Ulm. Keeper went way back to get that fly ball from French, all the way to the warning track for out number 2. It's a sacrifice fly and an RBI. Hoffman scores from third. Remweiler moves up to third, and it's 2-0 New Ulm. So both runs unearned against Van Beck. So Trevor Nissen, the number 6 hitter, first baseman, wears double threes. First pitch is outside. Nissen, 17 hits and 46 at-bats, batting .370. He does have 6 home runs and 19 RBIs. Everybody for New Ulm's got power. A swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Again, 1 run scored on an error. Or Schaefer reached on an error and scored. Hoffman had a base hit, and he also scored. So 1-1 pitch coming. Off speed, just missed. It's 2-1. Browns for both teams in the game here early. They've been waiting for a long time. They had to sit through an hour and 40-minute rain delay before first pitch. 2-1 pitch coming. Fastball, a swing and a miss. It's 2-2. So Van Beck, in 85 innings pitched this year, 89 strikeouts, walked only 16. He's looking for a big out here. And the 2-2 pitch, hit, and it's a base hit in the left field. Diving there was Winter, the third baseman, not able to come up with it. Remweiler is going to score on the base hit by Nissen. It's an RBI, and New Ulm off to a fast start here in the bottom of the first. 3-0 Brewers. So that'll bring up number 1, the right fielder, Jaden Domeyer. Domeyer, 378. It's amazing the averages for all these guys. 1 home run, 15 RBIs. He's going to follow the first one back. 34 home runs, 314 RBIs. I mean, the amount of runs that New Ulm has scored, 381 team batting average. Again, that's the stats I got from the New Ulm Brewers baseball team. 0-1 pitch, extra runner at first here with 2 outs. Foul straight back, it's still 0-2. So Nissen on first with 2 outs. 3 runs in for New Ulm. All 3 runs are unearned against Van Beck. 3 runs, 2 hits, no errors. And we do have 2 errors. So that one throw that came back in from the outfield early in the game, pushing up a base. And what a nice piece of hitting going the opposite way for a base hit. Nissen's going to round second, heading into third. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. And a base hit by Domeyer. That is hit number 4 already here in the bottom of the first for New Ulm. And they're going to bring the number 8 hitter to the plate, and Andrew Peters, the shortstop, number 20. Andrew Peters, some numbers on him. See if I can find him. 35 hits and 106 at-bats, 23 runs scored, batting .330, 1 home run and 30 RBIs. And we mentioned New Ulm is 30-3 in the season. That is popped up. Third baseman right there. That's Winter. He's going to make the catch, and the inning is over. But not before New Ulm strikes for 3 runs off of 4 hits, 2 runners left on base, and 2 Elrosa errors. Hitting complete here in Class C Amateur Baseball on the Neighborhood Sports Network. Welcome to the neighborhood. It's 3-0 New Ulm.
Fast and flexible care. Count on the urgency room for expert medical care when you need it most. Visit us in person. Broken bone, chest pain? We're in Eagan, Vadnais Heights, or Woodbury. Online care. Sinus infection? Strep throat? We offer easy online care. Major to minor, we can provide the level of care you need. Visit urgencyroom.com. Mobile check-in now available.
Star Tribune covers high school sports as passionately as you live them. Don't miss a beat on the games you love. Check out Star Tribune all day, every day for the latest prep news, scores, and so much more.
Top of the second, Aaron and Isaac Worm with you. Here on the Neighborhood Sports Network. Again, a very affordable monthly payment and a year subscription. Get your town ball, high school sports, college sports here in the Neighborhood Sports Network. So 6, 7, and 8 due up for Elrosa. Winter, Campson, and Schmitz trying to bounce back. And Wade French, he walked the first two guys in the top of the first and then struck out 3 in a row.
Third baseman, number 16, Peyton Winter.
So Peyton Winter, batting .349 this season, 22 hits and 63 at-bats, 8 runs scored. Does have 8 RBIs, trying to get something going against French. Again, plenty of ball game, but New Ulm off to a 3-0 lead. First pitch coming from French. It's for a strike. Again, French threw a total of 23 pitches in that first inning, hoping for a quicker top of the second. 0-1 pitch. Hit hard, and third baseman, it comes out of his glove. Diving there was Winter. He can't squeeze it, and that should be a base hit. Good effort by the third baseman, and I take that back. That was not Winter out there. That is actually the third baseman, Zimmerman. Zimmerman, who is not batting, tried his best and could not come up with it. Well, an update. We're in the 9th inning over in Faribault. Raymond's on top of Nisswa 5-4. That's it. This could be 2. Over to second for 1. Relay back to first. Throw is too high, so a fielder's choice is going to be by Josh Seidel. Or take that back. Gavin Campson on the fielder's choice. So Winter got the base hit.
Now batting for the Saints, second baseman, number 7.
It's a 6-4 put off for out number 1 to replace Winter. Campson reached on the fielder's choice. And a number 8 hitter, Matt Schmitz, the second baseman, steps in for Elrosa. It's 3-0. We're in the top of the second, 1 out. First pitch from French, over for a strike. It's 0-1 to Schmitz. Yeah, Faribault, I'm not sure if they had any kind of rain delay earlier today. Again, the 2 ballparks, Dundas and Faribault, separated by 10 miles, and we saw a good amount of rain here in Dundas. It's a quick throw back to first. In for New Ulm, Seidel catching, Zimmerman at third, Peters at short, Schaefer at second, Nissen at first. They throw it again. Nice job by the first baseman, Nissen. Remweiler in left, Hoffman in center, and Dolmeyer out there in right. So an 0-1 pitch coming here from French. Checks the runner. That's inside for a ball, and it's 1-1. Love the excitement around town ball. Again, we got ourselves a packed house here in Dundas. When it was raining, a lot of jackets, a lot of sweatshirts, but we know things are going to warm up nicely into the 80s. Going to be a little hot and humid today. That's a strike on the outside corner. It's 1-2. So Campson on first with 1 out here in the top of the second. The round is 32. We had a couple of winners in Class C last night in Friday Night Baseball. Red Wing moving on, and St. Patrick moving on. That's a swing and a miss. He strikes out Schmitz, the 4th strikeout for French, and there's 2 down here in the second. That'll bring up the catcher, Blaine Fisher. Fisher batting .290 on the season for Elrosa. He's a lefty. And Elrosa has had 3 runners on so far. Getting at top of the first. That first pitch of the ball. First 2 guys walked. Then French struck out the next 3 to get out of the jam. Here in the top of the second here in Dundas. Checks the runner at first. 1-0 pitch, a swing and a miss. And it's 1-1 to Fisher. With Keefe with the leadoff hitter on deck for the Saints. Again, the Saints 20-8, New Ulm 30-3. 1-1 pitch. That's popped up. Foul territory. Third baseman's over there, and he's going to make the catch. That is Zimmerman, and the inning is over. So a leadoff base hit is stranded by Elrosa. No runs off of one hit, one runner left on base, and no New Ulm errors. Inning and a half complete here in Class C baseball from Dundas. It remains New Ulm 3, Elrosa nothing.
You should feel good about where you and your money are headed. We can help you build a better relationship with your money, starting with our free Simply Better checking account. When you open an account, you'll also receive a free gift. Get started today. Think Bank. Meet your money.
We're in the bottom of the second here in Dundas. Yeah, a lot of the players for, again, Elrosa, they're from Belgrade, Bruton, Elrosa. That's the high school located in Belgrade. And pretty much, I would say 95% are from that school district. So for New Ulm, Josh Seidel, the number 9 hitter, first pitch. That popped up and might have got him in the face. In that first inning, 24 pitches thrown by Van Beck. And New Ulm with 3 in the first. 0-1 pitch. That's hit hard. Shortstop plays it off a hop. Throws it across the diamond. Nice job there by Jackson Peter. Over to Dingman. 6-3 putout. 1 down here in the second. An update from Faribault there, headed to the bottom of the ninth. Raymond was up 5-1 in that game, and then 3 runs in the bottom of the seventh by Nisswa. Raymond 5 runs, 13 hits. Nisswa 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. And again, Raymond leads Nisswa 5-4. Last chance for Nisswa coming up. And of course, that game can also be found on the Neighborhood Sports Network. First pitch, a strike to Colton Schaefer. Grounded to shortstop once again. Peter with it on the run, across the diamond. Nice stretch by the first baseman, Dingman. It's a 6-3 putout and quickly 2 down here in the second. And again, after a Van Beck.
Center fielder, number 11, Justin Hoffman.
Van Beck, I think, has thrown 4 pitches so far after throwing 24 in the first inning. So Justin Hoffman, who had a base hit and later scored, number 2 hitter, center fielder, steps in. They're in the third inning in Miesville in Class B baseball. Rochester's on top 2-0 over Coon Rapids. First pitch, a strike. They're only in the third because Miesville did get some rain. That's outside for a ball. Coon Rapids, of course, they knocked off Chan Hansen, the 4-time defending state champions, in the first round of Class B action last weekend. So 1-1 pitch. Van Beck trying to make it a fast one. That's foul back. And it's 1-2.
That's a $1 foul ball, courtesy of Chapel Brewing. Just a reminder, return all foul balls to the snack shack.
Again, all games from the Minnesota State Amateur Baseball Tournament, Class B and C, from Dundas, Faribault, and Miesville, can be found here in the Neighborhood Sports Network. 1-2 pitch. Hit the opposite way. That could be trouble. No, it's going to hang up for the left fielder. That's Van Beck. He'll make the catch, and the inning is over. So a smoother inning for Peyton Van Beck. That's Will out there in left field making the catch. New Ulm goes 3 up, 3 down. 2 complete from Dundas. It's 3-0. New Ulm on top here on the, again, Neighborhood Sports Network.
Saints. Right fielder, center fielder, number 4, Kevin Kiefler.
So we're in the top of the third. New Ulm on top 3-0. At the top of the order, Kiefler, Van Beck, and Peter for Elrosa. French has 3 strikeouts ready through 2 innings. Down low for a ball as that's pitch number 33, thrown by French. Kiefler walked back in the first. He was stranded on second. And the 2 leadoff guys both walked back in the first. That's inside for a ball and quickly ahead 2-0. Kevin Kiefler, no college baseball. 2-0 pitch coming. That's down low for a ball. And French for the second time in this game is in jeopardy of walking Kiefler. I assume that Kiefler will be taken all the way. And he takes that one for a strike. Well, it looks like Nisswa does have the tying run on second base. Not sure how many outs in that game, but it's 5-4 Raymond. Tying run on second. 3-1 pitch, that hit him. Too far inside, it hits him. And Kiefler is on. Leadoff guy here in the second.
Left fielder, number 20, Will Van Beck.
Isaac informed me the go-ahead run is on first base for Nisswa, and that's going to be a wild pitch. And both runners are going to move up a base. So Nisswa's got the tying run on third, go-ahead run on second. Raymond clean to a 5-4 lead, but a base hit by Nisswa could give them the lead. In that game going on in Faribault. First pitch of Van Beck is up high for a ball. Van Beck also walked back in the first inning. Again, we don't want you to leave our game, but you can click over to watch the ending of Raymond and Nisswa. Good one in Faribault. That's inside. It's 2-0, and just like in the top of the first, French having a tough time throwing strikes to the first couple of guys for Elrosa. And Kiefler on first, and that one's also outside the strike zone, and it's 3-0 to Van Beck. So a 3-0 pitch coming. Taking all the way for a strike, it's 3-1. Yeah, again, once Kiefler got on and Van Beck got on in the first, then French got tough. He struck out the side to get out of the jam. He's setting himself up for the same situation, but that's over for a strike. It's 3-2. 3-2 pitch coming. We got 42 pitches already thrown by French. So a 3-2 pitch coming, checks the runner at first. Runner's going, ball 4. And the Saints, just like in the first inning, have the first 2 guys on with nobody out. And now Jackson Peter, the number 3 hitter.
Jackson Peter.
We're trying to get things going for Elrosa. And we do have overcast skies. That's definitely keeping things cooler here in Dundas. So French trying to work out of a jam here in the third. That's a check swing, and that might do the job moving the guys up. First baseman racing a bang. He's going to get there. Good hustle by Nissen. So that works just like a bunt for the Saints. 3 unassisted for 1 out. And now runners on second and third for Derek Wiener, the right fielder. And Wiener struck out back in the first. So Nisswa, is that just a walk-off winner? So Nisswa comes back and scores 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Nisswa's moving on, a 6-5 victory over Raymond. And Raymond was up, 4-1 at one point, I think? 5-1. It was 5-1. So Nisswa out of the victory league. First pitch outside the Wiener. Nisswa was their region champions. They had the opening round bye, and Nisswa is not done yet. So a come from behind victory, 6-5 Nisswa over Raymond. Here in the top of the third, 1 out, runners on second and third. And a 1-0 pitch coming here to Wiener. Check swing, he went. And it's 1-1. Gotta love amateur baseball, so a good finish there in Faribault. Elrosa trying to get themselves right back in this game. A base hit would do that. French trying to work out of a jam after hitting a guy and walking a guy. 1-1 pitch. Outside. That's 2-1. 2-1 pitch coming. Infield. At short and second, they're playing back, so they're going to concede the run at third. 2-1 pitch from French. That's hit hard left side. Third baseman knocks it down. Got to throw it quickly. He's going to be out at first. Good dig. Nice job there by Zimmerman, the third baseman, to knock it down. Throws it over to Nissen. It's going to be a fielder's choice RBI for Wiener.
Number 0, Ashton Dingman.
So Kiefler scores. Because it's on the left side, Van Beck has to stay at second. But again, Elrosa gets on the board. It's a 3-1 game here in the top of the third. First pitch up high. It's 1-0. So again, the runner that French hit comes around the score here in the third inning. 1-0 pitch. That's Sky to center. Center fielder now coming in. Running, that's Hoffman. Hoffman, no, shortstop will call him off and make the catch. That's Peters. And the inning is over. But Elrosa gets on the board with 1 run off of no hits, 1 runner left on base, and no New Ulm errors. We get to the bottom of the third. Here in Dundas, the score remains New Ulm 3, Elrosa 1.
1 run on no hits. No New Ulm errors with 1 man left on base. Leading off the bottom of the third inning for the New Ulm Brewers, left fielder number 31, Cole Ranweiler.
Well, we mentioned the walk-off winner in Faribault. We do want to mention Nate DeChain hits the walk-off 2-run double to the warning track. And again, Nisswa comes back to win that game by the score of 6-5. So Nate DeChain, the hero in that game. 3, 4, and 5 due up for New Ulm here in the bottom half of the third. Ranweiler, and French due up for the Brewers. First pitch a strike. That's going to hit him in the foot. So Ranweiler, who had an RBI base hit in the first inning and scored, gets hit by the pitch to lead off things here in the third. So Hunter Ranweiler, who struck out back in the first, steps in for New Ulm. Yeah, we mentioned Ranweiler with some video game numbers. That pitch is outside. Everybody on New Ulm hits the ball pretty well. But again, he struck out and a called strike 3 back in the first. Again, it says Minnesota State of Mankato. Not sure if he's currently there or graduated. So 1-0 pitch coming from Van Beck. That is fouled. Left side, it's 1-1.
And that is a $1 foul ball, courtesy of Chapel Brewing.
You know, I'm a big fan of playoff mustaches and beards, and you can tell from here that's a pretty good mustache that Van Beck's got going on. The pitcher for Elrosa. So 1-1 pitch coming to Hunter Ranweiler. Runner on first, nobody out here in the bottom of the third. 1-1 offering. That's inside for a ball, and it's 2-1. Again, good eats here in Dundas if you're a fan of tacos. We got chicken tacos. They also have a walking taco. See a lot of people walk around with those. Myself and Isaac will have to check that out later on this afternoon. Going at the first of 4 games from Dundas today. 2-1 pitch. That's hit to the second baseman. They're going to get the force out at second. Turn not in time, but they do get the lead runner. Now is Schmitz, the second baseman, over to Peter. They retired Cole Ramweiler for out number 1. And again, Hunter Ramweiler reaches on the fielder's choice. So Wade French, the pitcher. French, number 5 hitter, hit one deep to the warning track right in front of the 365 sign in center here in Dundas. Sacrifice fly to score the second run of that bottom half of the first. That's outside for a ball. I always call my pitch count unofficial, but that was pitch number 40, thrown by Van Beck. 1-0 pitch coming from Van Beck. Again, 7-1 in the season. That is a strike on the inside corner. I know Isaac looked up a fact that Van Beck did pitch against New Ulm in the estate tournament last year as a draftee. 1-1 pitch. That's outside for a ball. It's now 2-1. Yeah, last year, New Ulm beat Spring Hill in Waconia by the score of 2-1. And Peyton Van Beek was a draftee from Spring Hill, from Elrosa, but Spring Hill drafted him. And New Ulm beat Spring Hill 2-1. So it's not the first time that this New Ulm team has seen Peyton Van Beck. 2-1 pitch coming here to Wade French. Popped up foul. That's 2-2. Again, the Jordan Brewers, team from the area, from around Dundas and Faribault. They're coming up in game 2. The hometown Dundas Dukes against Blaine. Coming up in a game 3. Get everything about a couple hours behind. So we expect a 1:30 game, maybe around 3:34. If weather holds out for us today. 2-2 pitch. That's outside for a ball. It's 3-2. Hunter Ranweiler on first. 1 down. 3-1 Brewers. And again, they're making Van Beck throw a lot of pitches. 3-2 offering. Popped up in the shallow right. Second baseman goes back. He's called out by the right fielder by Wiener. Wiener's going to make the catch for out number 2, and Hunter Ranweiler will scamper back in the first base. So Trevor Nissen, the first baseman. Nissen with a RBI base hit back in the first. So Nissen steps in. And Nissen, a graduate, I believe, of Bold High School. No college behind his name in the program. First pitch taken for a strike. So Ranweiler on first, 2 outs. 0-1 pitch coming to Nissen. And the pitch, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. So Van Beck trying to work around a leadoff hit by the pitch. They're in the 4th inning in Class B. Rochester Royals lead Coon Rapids 2-0. That game in Meesville. That's also their first game of the day in Meesville. 0-2 pitch. Popped up right side. First baseman going back. That's Dingman. Dingman takes a look. Right fielder comes in. No one can get to it. Second baseman, that was Schmitz at the last moment. Not able to come up with it. That's always a tough play when you got 3 guys at one point trying to come down with it. And that's new life for Nissen. So Nissen will get an 0-2 pitch once again. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors for New Ulm. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 errors for the Saints. 0-2 pitch coming from Van Beck. And the 0-2 pitch, that's outside for a ball. Nice job by the catcher. Blaine Fisher, he had a fly to make sure that one did not get to the backstop. It's 1-2. When you're looking on your computer screen or on your phone, it's hard to believe all the rain that we had, how good the field looks. That one has fallen straight back. I mean, there was a big pond right next to the backstop. We were joking that there could be fish in there, how deep that pond was. But the grounds crew doing a fantastic job to make this field playable. 1-2 pitch coming from Van Beck. Runners going, that's way outside, no throw. And stealing second is going to be Hunter Ranweiler. That's a tough pitch to throw anybody out on. The catcher Fisher put that in his back pocket. Probably the smart choice. So now a base hit could score a run for New Ulm, and a 2-2 pitch with 2 outs coming to Nissen. Swung on and miss, he strikes him out, and the inning is over. That's strikeout number 2 for Van Beck. No runs off of no hits, 1 runner left on base, and no Elrosa errors. 3 complete here in Dundas. New Ulm 3, Elrosa 1. You're watching coverage of the state amateur baseball tournament on the Neighborhood Sports Network.
Also, the final score of the Rockford Nisswa game, Nisswa won 6-5. Leading off the top of the 4th inning for the Elrosa Saints, third baseman number 16, Peyton Winter.
So we're in the top of the 4th. New Ulm on top 3-1. And we mentioned that walk-off winner for Nisswa. That's a key for these two teams because the winner of this game will get Nisswa coming up Labor Day weekend. A week from today, 4:30 in Faribault. So either Elrosa or New Ulm will get the Lightning. That one's hit hard, and that's going to be a base hit. First pitch swinging there by Peyton Winter, the third baseman. Winter, the number 6 hitter. And the Saints have the leadoff guy on. And that's one thing that French has pitched well. But that's the 4th inning now in a row that the leadoff guy has been on for the Saints. A walk in the first, a base hit in the second. Hit batsman in the third, and now a base hit by Winter. That's going to bring the 7-hitter, Gavin Campson, first pitch. That's a swing and a miss. Campson hit into a fielder's choice back in the second. He's 0 for 1. Little grounder left side, deep in the hole is the shortstop. That's Peters. Peters on the run, not in time. It's going to be an infield base hit, and it gets by the first baseman Nissen. And they're going to hold him at third base. Is scampering up to third is Winter. And the Saints have something going here in the 4th inning. With runners on the corners, it should be a base hit. And then it should be an error on the throw. And it will be an error.
Second baseman, number 7.
Moving the runner up. So runners on the corner for Elrosa. Here in the top of the 4th. Tying runners on first base for the number 8 hitter, Matt Schmitz, the second baseman. Schmitz struck out back in the 2nd. We must have the Saints fans right in front of us. They're making a lot of noise. French checks to runner. First pitch is a strike. It's 0-1. Yeah, a lot of the Brewer fans, they are down the first base line in the bleachers right next to their dugout. There's a huge set of bleachers to the side of the Elrosa dugout. That's outside. It's 1-1 to Matt Schmitz. Both teams have 3 hits, but again, a 3-1 lead by New Ulm here in the top of the 4th. Saints trying to change that right here. Number 9 hitter Blaine Fisher sits on deck. 1-1 pitch coming by French. That's fouled. It's 1-2. We mentioned earlier New Ulm making their 21st visit. They were state champions in 1939, 1941, and 1943. New Ulm in that area, they are a hotbed for amateur baseball. 1-2 pitch coming from French. That is outside for a ball, and it's 2-2. They got 2 beautiful baseball parks in New Ulm. And I forget the names offhand. I do apologize for that. But there's one that's just a classic ballpark. Was there this spring for high school baseball. It's just kind of got that Fenway Wrigley feeling to it. So a 2-2 pitch coming to Schmitz with nobody out. Just got a piece of it. It's still 2-2. Dan Winter on third, Campson on first. Aaron and Isaac Worm with you from Dundas. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Neighborhood Sports Network. Very affordable monthly fee or a great yearly fee to get all access to town ball, high school and college sports. That one's fouled off. So a 2-2 pitch coming once again to Schmitz, who has struck out back in the 2nd. Two-two pitch. That hit him. And right away French is going. He leaned into it. They say and French is not going to win that argument. So on a 2-2 pitch, he hit Schmitz. And the bases are loaded with nobody out here in the 4th inning. You know, it didn't look like he moved. So I do understand the argument from French. So Blaine Fisher, the catcher, popped out to the third baseman. He's a number 9 hitter. So New Ulm's going to play for the double play. Peters at short, Schaefer at second. Corners are in for New Ulm. That's outside for a ball. It's 1-0. So 2 base hits and a hit by a pitch. And Elrosa in business. Tying run now on second. That's hit hard but foul. Down the first baseline, it's 1-1. St. Patrick last night, they beat Burbank by the score of 5-1. Red Wing in a great pitchers duel beat Watkins 1-0. I think Red Wing had 3 hits. Watkins had 1 hit in that matchup. In Meesville, at Class B, they won their game last night against Anoka. So Meesville moves on to the Final 4. 1-1 pitch out to right. It could be trouble. Coming on as the right fielder. He'll make the catch. Taking from third. The throw is going to be coming to the plate. Is going to be safe, and it's a sacrifice fly and a run scored. Domemeyer, the right fielder, got it in as fast as he could, but Fisher gets the job done. Flies out to center for out number 1. Sacrifice fly gets the RBI. Winter scores. Other 2 runners have to hold. And it's now a 3-2 game here in the top of the 4th. And flip the script back to the top of the order for Elrosa. Kevin Kiefler, who has reached twice. He walked in the first, got hit by a pitch last inning and scored the first run for the Saints. French checks to runner. That's over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Again, unofficially, we got French in about 62 pitches. Yeah, both guys' pitch counts are going up, so definitely the bullpens will be used by New Ulm and Elrosa in this one. In the 5th inning in Meesville, Rochester 2, Coon Rapids nothing. Get all these games to be found on the Neighborhood Sports Network. That's hit the opposite way. It's going to hang up. It's going to, and not tagging at second is Campson. Campson got about halfway off. Maybe she went right back to the bag. Dolmeyer makes the catch out in right, and there's 2 down. So Campson stays at second. Schmidt's at first for Will Van Beck. And Van Beck has walked twice, once in the 1st and once last inning. So after the bases were loaded and nobody out, if you're a New Ulm fan, if French can only get 1 run, that's a victory for the Brewers. So now 2 outs here in the 4th. That's over for a strike. It's 0-1. Elrosa so far has left 4 runners on base. French trying to leave a couple more out there. Outside for a ball. And it's 1-1. And a base hit, a hit by a pitch, and a sacrifice fly has played at 1 run so far. And the 1-1 pitch. That's hit hard left side. This should end the inning. Going to take the easy out at second. That is Peters over to Schaefer, and the inning is over. But Elrosa does score. They cut the deficit down to 1. 1 run off of 2 hits, 2 runners left on base, and 1 New Ulm error. We head to the bottom of the 4th here in Dundas. It is a 3-2 New Ulm lead as you're watching coverage of the Class C State Amateur Baseball Tournament on the Neighborhood Sports Network.
Leading off the bottom of the 4th inning for the New Ulm Brewers, right fielder number 1, Jaden Dolmeyer.
So bottom of the 4th for New Ulm, it'll be 7, 8, and 9. Dolmeyer, Peters, and Seidel. Facing the pitcher again, Van Beck. And the first pitch is a ball. And the 2 fields in New Ulm, Mueller and Johnson. Or I think it's Miller. That's how it's pronounced. That's hit the opposite way. First baseman a race to the bag. He's going to win that race. That's Dingman. And Dolmeyer is retired. 3 unassisted for 1 out. Want to thank my good friend Brent Garacki, the manager of St. Patrick.
Andrew Peters.
Andrew Peters, the shortstop, popped out to the 3rd baseman back in the 1st. Number 8 hitter. 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for New Ulm. 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for Elrosa. That first one is outside for a ball. Again, if you want to chime in during our broadcast, you can always send me a message on Twitter at AaronWorm1. Here's my Twitter handle, AaronWorm1. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1 to Peters. So Van Beck trying to get in a groove. He has retired now 4 in a row. He had a rocky first inning, giving up 3. That's hit hard, but right to second baseman. 1 hopper picked up by Schmitz. Over to Dingman. 4-3 put out, and quickly 2 down here in the 4th.
Catcher number 3.
Van Beck did have a 1-2-3 inning back in the 2nd. Trying to get another one here in the 4th. is Elrosa with 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. It got the lead down to 1. And Josh Seidel takes that first pitch outside for a ball. Seidel's 0 for 1. He grounded out to the shortstop back in the second. 1-0 pitch. That's hit foul. And it's 1-1.
Ball, courtesy of Chapel Brewing.
Again, reminding the fans $1 foul balls here at the ballpark. So 2 outs, nobody on. 1-1 pitch coming to Seidel. Ooh, that one got away from him. That's 2-1. And we appreciate you streaming on the Neighborhood Sports Network. Aaron and Isaac Worm with you. 2-1 pitch, little number. Charging the second baseman Schmitz. Over to first, over to Dingman. 4-3 put out. 6 in a row retired by Van Beck, and New Ulm goes down in order in the 4th inning. 4 complete here in Dundas. New Ulm 3, Elrosa 2.
You should feel good about where you and your money are headed. We can help you build a better relationship with your money, starting with our free Simply Better checking account. When you open an account, you'll also receive a free gift. Get started today. Think Bank. Meet your money.
We're in the 5th inning here in Dundas. Again, the first of right now scheduled 4 games. Again, we started about an hour and 40 minutes behind schedule. I think the plan is still to get all those 4 games in today if the weather will allow us. Coming up in game 2, Jordan Brewers taking on the Ada Athletics. Ada got by Plato last week 5-4. Third game today will be Blaine, the Fusion in Class B, taking on the Dundas Dukes. Loser of that game is done. The winner advances to the double elimination portion of Class B. Then our final game tonight that it could be possibly a 9 o'clock start. Who knows by the time they get it going. Weather permitting. I know there's more rain in the forecast for later tonight. Will be the Delano Athletics taking on the Wilmer Rails. Wilmer put up a 15 spot last week and beat Clinton 15-1. Those are the 4 games we'll have for you right here on the Neighborhood Sports Network from Dundas. Top of the 5th. And Jackson Peter. First pitch to him is a ball. Peter is 0 for 2. Grounded out to the first baseman, also struck out back in the first. There's a swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Again, my pitch count, I always call it very unofficial. 67 pitches thrown by French. 1-1 pitch is outside. It's now 2-1 to Peter. That's a strike. It's 2-2. Yeah, French so far has struck out 4. He has walked 3 and also hit a batter. 2-2 pitch. That's over. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Count strike 3, and Peter goes down for out number 1. That is strikeout number 5 for French. And 1 down here in the 5th. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Derek Wiener. The right fielder, Wiener, hit into a fielder's choice, but scored a run back in the second. He struck out back in the first. So he's 0 for 2. In New Ulm with all 3 runs in the first inning. Elrosa 1 in the third and 1 in the fourth. And a first pitch for a ball. And again, unofficially 70 first pitch thrown by French. Yeah, no college baseball for French. New Ulm graduate, trying to lead his team to Labor Day weekend. 1-0 pitch. That's up high for a ball, and it's 2-0. We're down to 16 teams with games on Friday and Saturday and next weekend. 2-0 pitch. He lost his bat. Heads up, everybody. You can see the look on his face. That was obviously an accident, and it's 2-1. The on-deck guy, that's Ashton Dingman, got out of the way. Well, I don't have the bat boy's name out there, but little number 19 giving a Derek Weiner a new bat. So a 2-1 pitch coming. Yeah, sometimes it slips away, and you can see the facial expression on Weiner going, he was glad nobody was hurt. Sometimes a little embarrassment when the bat gets away. So a 2-1 pitch coming to Weiner. That's over for a strike, and it's 2-2. Two pitch coming. Just missed on the outside corner. Tried to nibble, did not get the call. It's 3-2 here to Weiner with nobody on, 1 out in the top of the 5th. It's been a good one. Battle of Region 15 against Region 2. 3-2 pitch from French. Got him! That one tailing away. Strikes out Weiner. His second strikeout of the inning, 6th strikeout of the game. And there's 2 out for Ashton Dingman, the number 5 hitter. Dingman struck out in the 1st and popped out to the shortstop back in the 3rd. Trying to get something going. So the 3, 4, and 5 hitters so far struck out a total of 5 times. 5 times in their 8 at-bats. The middle of the order, French has done good against them. First pitch foul, it's 0-1 to Dingman. Dingman struck out in the 1st and popped up to the shortstop back in the 3rd. French trying to make it a 1-2-3 inning. 0-1 pitch, down low for a ball. And it's 1-1. Again, 20-8 on the season for the Saints. New Ulm 30-3. I mentioned earlier, 300-plus RBIs for New Ulm this season. They can definitely score runs. That one is outside for a ball. And it's 2-1. If you're heading to Dundas at all this weekend, or if you're not able to get down here again, tacos and nachos. I got cheese curds too. That's a curveball. That's a strike. That's 2-1. Also French fries. They're in the 5th in Meesville. Rochester Royals 5, Coon Rapids nothing. 2-2 pitch. That is hammered to right field. Right fielder on the run. He's not going to get to it. It's over his head. That's Dolmeyer. Hustling in the 2nd with a 2-out double is going to be Dingman. Absolutely tattooed that one to the gap. And the tying run is on 2nd for Elrosa. With 2 outs here in the 5th for the number 6 hitter, Peyton Winter. And Winter's having a good game. He's got 2 of the 4 hits for Elrosa. So he has been able to see French pretty good. Well, a base hit could tie things up. Again, Winter 2 for 2 with a run scored. He scored last inning. A base hit, and we might have a new ball game. Strike. It's 0-1. Well, a great way to kick off this Saturday here in Dundas. If you're just tuning in, about an hour 40 at rain delay. I'm still in shock how quickly they got this field playable. 0-1, down low. And it's 1-1 to Winter with Gavin Campson waiting on deck. Unofficially, 82 pitches thrown by French. Checks the runner. And the 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. And French is 1 strike away from leaving a runner, the tying run, out there at second base here in the 5th inning. Peters struck out, Weiner struck out, Dingman with a 2-out double. And that's where we sit right now. 1-2 pitch coming from French. He'll peek back to second. And the 1-2 pitch, Cold strike 3 on the outside corner, and the inning is over. So French ends up striking out the side. And for French, that is strikeout number 7. And the tying run is left at second base. No runs off of 1 hit. 1 were left on base. The Saints have now left 7 on the base path. We're halfway home from Dundas here in Class C amateur baseball. It remains New Ulm 3, Elrosa 2.
Leroy Cool of Hutchinson, Darrow Bosepka of Lonsdale, Glenn Carlson, Tom Belfort of Belplain, Randy Rothstein of Roscoe. The induction banquet will take place on Saturday, September 17th at the River's Edge Convention Center in St. Cloud, the home of the Minnesota Amateur Baseball Hall of Fame Museum. Tickets to the banquet can be ordered by downloading a form from the Hall of Fame website with Amateur Baseball Hall of Fame. And leading off the bottom of the 5th inning for the New Ulm Brewers, second baseman number 12, Colton Schaefer.
So for New Ulm, it's the top of the order. Third time that they're going to see Van Beck. And Van Beck kind of in a groove right now. That one just missed. Not quite sure where that one missed. Van Beck has retired 6 in a row. Colton Schaefer 0 for 2, reached on an error to start the game, later scored. Grounding out to the shortstop back in the second. And it's 1-1. It's been a good one. New Ulm with 3 in the first. Saints with 1 in the third and 1 more in the fourth. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. That was off speed and then some. Took a lot off of that one. He's ahead of Schaefer 1-2. It was a rocky top of the first, an error and 2 base hits. By New Ulm got things going. But Van Beck has been pretty tough ever since. 1-2 pitch, off speed, call strike 3 on the outside corner. Slow breaking ball. Rings up Schaefer for out number 1. That's the 3rd strikeout for Van Beck. And he's now retired 7 in a row. So Justin Hoffman, who's 1 for 2, had a base hit back in the first and scored run number 2 for New Ulm. Flow to the left fielder in the second. So Van Beck starting to get in his groove here with 1 out in the 5th. Another off-speed pitch. It's outside for a ball. So maybe after the first time through the lineup, he noticed that these Brewers are good fastball hitters, throwing a lot more off-speed. There's a fastball, and that's going to be gloved by the second baseman. Comes to his feet, and he's going to be safe. It's going to take an Elrosa bounce. What a play by the second baseman, Schmidt, to get to it. Wow, Schmidt jumped to his feet. The throw gets away. It's going to be an infield base hit for Hoffman. That's a web gem. If Schmitz can come up with it at second base. Nice play. But it goes down for a leadoff base hit, or take that back, a 1-out base hit for New Ulm. And Cole Ramweiler, the number 3 hitter. Ramweiler is 1 for 1. RBI base hit and a run scored back in the first. Got hit by a pitch in the third. That's fouled. So as soon as Van Beck went back to the fastball, Hoffman jumped all over it. But again, a second baseman behind him almost made a dazzling play. 0-1 pitch to Ramweiler with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Brewers clinging to a 3-2 lead. Up high for a ball. And it's 1-1. Again, the winner of this game gets Nisswa, the Lightning, with a walk-off win earlier today in Faribault by the score of 6-5. That game will be Saturday, September 3rd, a week from today at 4:30 in Faribault. 1-1 pitch. That's fouled straight back, and it's 1-2.
And that is a $1 foul ball, courtesy of Chapel Brewing.
Van Beck with 3 strikeouts. French has had the strikeout pitch working a little bit better for him. He's got 7 Ks. through 5 innings. 1-2 pitch coming. Just got a piece of it over the heads of the Brewer fans down the first baseline. We'll do the 1-2 once again. Burbank, they got beat by St. Patrick last night, but they got a young lefty. Last name's Kemp. He struck out 12 in the victory against Sartell in weekend number 1, and he struck out 12 last night against St. Patrick. Plays at the University of Minnesota Crookston. Runners going, pitches a ball thrown the second. It's going to skip in the center. He's going to try to move up to third. He will. That's Hoffman. So it'll be a stolen base for Hoffman. It should be an error on the throw by the catcher Fisher as he moves up to third base. And a 2-2 pitch coming to Remweiler. So the Brewers being aggressive there in the base path, and it works. I think he's going to be safe no matter if the throw was caught by the second baseman Schmitz. And now Elrosa bringing the infield a little bit in. Just outside the grass, all around the infield. 2-2 pitch, hits it the opposite way. Runner's coming. Second baseman's got one play. He's got no play. Schmitz kind of got handcuffed on that. It's going to be an error on Schmitz. Hoffman scores to make it 4-1 Brewers. If Schmitz could have came out with it cleanly, he might have had a shot at home plate because off of contact, Hoffman was going, but never able to cleanly field the baseball. So Hoffman stealing a base, in the air moving him over to third. And then Remweiler, another error. It's now 4-2. Brewers on top for the cleanup hitter, Hunter Remweiler. Runners going again, throw it on the second. He's going to be safe. Slides under the tag by the shortstop, Peter. Well, New Ulm has picked up the pressure on the base path. The third stolen base for the Brewers in the game, the second in this inning. And a runner in scoring position. That first pitch was a strike. Unofficially 70 pitches for Van Beck. We mentioned French, his number's a little bit higher. I got him at 84. 0-1 pitch. Just missed on the outside corner. It's 1-1. Bring up the New Ulm stats that we talked about back in the first inning. Again, a lot of these guys have video game numbers. 1-1 pitch. Outside for a ball. It's 2-1. Yeah, Hunter Remweiler is 36 of 63 coming in. 19 runs scored, 5 home runs, 38 RBIs, batting .571 coming into action. So he gets on via the hit more than he gets out. 2-1 pitch. That one's hit hard to left center. That's going to be trouble. That's going to score another run. Left fielder, that is Van Beck chasing it down. It's at least a double. They're going to hold up there. So going the opposite way with a double. Cole Remweiler scores. It's now 5-2. New Ulm on top. And we mentioned during our broadcast this New Ulm team can hit the baseball. Now a conversation. Conversation on the mound. And A.J. Hadley, the manager for Elrosa, comes out to talk, and we're going to have a couple of guys sent down to the bullpen. Got 19 and 14. Ethan Vogt and Brandon Relke. Not sure which one will be the pitcher, but those are the two guys that went down to the bullpen for the Saints. So conversation's over. Wade French, the pitcher, who is 0 for 1. He a sacrifice fly back in the first, scored a run. Flew out to right back in the third. So 2 runs already in. 2 base hits and 2 errors. Mixed together, has played at 2 so far for New Ulm here in the 5th. That is up high for a ball. So I have one of the runs being unearned so far. That's inside. It's 2-0 to French. So New Ulm scoring for the first time since the first inning when they scored a 3 spot. So Hunter Remweiler sits out there at second. New Ulm looking for more. 5 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. 2 runs, 4 hits, 4 errors for the Saints. Did he go? He did. A count strike on French. It's 1-2. Van Beck looking for a big strikeout here. Again, he's got 3 punch-outs. Looking for one right now. And the pitch, that's outside for a ball. Dash should take that back. The count's 3-1 according to the scoreboard. So a 3-1 pitch coming to Wade French. We mentioned New Ulm won state titles back in 1939, 41, and 43. Their best finish in recent memory, a second place finish back in 2014. That one is skied foul. And a payoff pitch coming here to French. 2000, they took 3rd place. 2014, again, a second place finish. Hutchinson and Bluffton underway in Faribault. There's no score. No score in that one. They're in the 2nd inning. 3-2 pitch. That is down low, ball 4. And French reaches on a walk, so a couple guys down with 1 out. Take a peek towards the dugout, see if anybody's going to come out. Oh, they're going to let him keep going. Yeah, when New Ulm got 2nd place back in 2014, Sobieski, the Skis beat them by a score of 2-0. That's hit hard, and that's a broken bat base hit. They're going to wave the runner around 3rd. Here comes the throw. It's going to be cut off, and scoring is going to be Randweiler. So Nissen with so much strength, bat breaks, and hits a liner right back up the middle to make it 6-2 New Ulm. He jumps on that first pitch. And manager A.J. Hadley is going to come out, and that's going to be all for the lefty Van Beck. So we got a timeout here in Dundas. We're still in the bottom of the 5th. Runners on 1st and 2nd and 1 out. That's going to end things for Van Beck. Gets a nice round of applause from the Elrosa fans. I'll tell you about our new pitcher in just a second.
A little score update for the game in Eastville. Rochester Royals are up 5-0 against the Coon Rapid Redbirds. Been some changes on the field. Now pitching for Elrosa, number 19, Ethan Vogt.
I won't be here. What you got, girl? You brought her along to keep score, huh? What? You brought her along to keep score? Yep.
So Ethan Vogt comes in the pitch for Elrosa. He's in his 14th year playing for the Saints, 29 years of age. Got a nice bio on their website about him. He's a dairy farmer. He did play some college baseball at Ridgewater and the University of Minnesota. 2004 graduate of Sauk Center. His favorite food is cheeseburgers. Favorite TV show is ABC News. First pitch from Vogt is outside for a ball to Domeyer. So unofficially, 79 pitches Thrown as that one is skied out to center. Center fielder on the run. That's Kiefler. He's going to make the catch. There's no tag. Both guys will go back to their respective bases, and there's 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Some other notes when it comes to the vote. Favorite movie is Varsity Blues. Favorite karaoke song is Garth Brooks, Friends in Low Places. Favorite team is the Washington Nationals. And his favorite professional wrestler, Chris Benoit. Like the profiles on the Elrosa website. First pitch, Andrew Peters, the number 8 hitter. He's 0 for 2, is over for a strike. And it's 0-1. So French on second, Nissen on first. Actually, we do have a courtesy runner out there for French, it looks like. So that's outside, it's 2-1. So you can pick up a number. So a courtesy runner for the pitcher, Wade French. So a 1-1 pitch coming to Peters. 3 runs already in the inning for New Ulm. Down low for a ball. It's 2-1. 6 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for New Ulm. 2 runs, 4 hits, 4 errors for Elrosa. Vogt gets set. And a 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed. That's 2-2. Josh Seidel, the catcher, waits on deck. The 8th batter batting this inning, and Andrew Peters. Get 0 for 2, a pop-up and a ground out. Vogt trying to stop the bleeding right here. 2-2 pitch coming. That's inside for a ball, and it's 3-2. RBI base hit by Hunter Ranweiler. They to make a double. RBI base hit by Trevor Nissen. That's a grounder foul, and no, he's down. Foul ball, maybe off his foot, and going to give himself a little time to regroup. Enter in the second in Faribault. That's game 2 of the day. Hutchinson and Bluffton, no score. Last night was over in Faribault for the St. Patrick Urbank game. We saw a lot of the Bluffton fans already in town for the weekend, checking out that game. A lot of these teams have multiple hour drives to get to the baseball parks. Urbank 3.5 hours away from Faribault. That town located 25 miles northwest of Alexandria. I think we looked it up, population 52 if you're curious. Swung on and missed, no. Oh, he held on. Got a piece of it, the catcher. A nice job by Fisher to hold on. So Vogt strikes out Peters, and the inning is over. But not before New Ulm scores 3 runs off of 3 hits, 2 runners left on base, and 2 errors by Elrosa. 5 complete. 6-2. New Ulm on top. You're watching coverage of the Class C State Amateur Baseball Tournament on the Neighborhood Sports Network. Top of the 6th, Aaron Worm and Isaac Worm with you from Dundas. You're in the Neighborhood Sports Network. Welcome to the neighborhood. So Campson, Schmitz, and Fisher do up. And French still out there. First pitch is outside. Again, unofficial count. 85 pitches I have for French. That was pitch number 85. 1-0. That's hit hard to center, but right at the center fielder, Hoffman. Hoffman will make the catch. And there's one down here in the sixth. Campson is now 1 for 3 at a base hit. Fielder's choice, and again, flew out to center. So Matt Schmitz, who's 0 for 1, struck out back in the second. Got hit by a pitch in the fourth. Trying to get something going for the Saints, who are just down 3-2. But the Brewers with a crooked number, a 3 spot in the fifth. Brewers lead by 4. Slow off-speed pitch. Misses high. It's 1-0. Update, Coon Rapids has got on the board in Class B. Royals lead Coon Rapids 6-2, and that's going to be a base hit. Nice piece hitting by Schmitz. That's hit number 5 for Elrosa. They got a base runner here with 1 out. So again, it was a 6-0 lead for the Royals. For Rochester, Coon Rapids again picking up a pair. So it's a 6-2 lead for Rochester in the sixth. Again, that's their first game of the day in Meesville. They're ready on game number 2 over in Faribault. They're in the second. Hutchinson and Bluffton, no score. Again, it's weird. Faribault just being about 10 miles away, not affected by all the rain that we saw earlier. First pitch of Paul to a Fisher. Fisher's 0 for 1. He popped up back in the second. Had a sacrifice fly for an RBI back in the fourth. No activity right now in that New Ulm bullpen. Checks the runner, 1-0 pitch. That's hit foul, and it's 1-1. Maybe you see a little smoke. The grill's off to the left of us. The smell of hamburgers enticing the fans here in the stands at Dundas. So a 1-1 pitch coming here to Fisher. Top of the order, Kevin Kiefler is on deck. 1-1 pitch. That's fouled. Off to the left, it's 1-2.
And that's a $1 foul ball, courtesy of Chuck Brewing.
Before the game today, they did honor a state championship team at Dundas. Got a chance to talk with Daryl Vosapka, longtime Lonsdale ace. He played with Dundas for a year and just inducted into the Amateur Baseball Hall of Fame this year. As an off-speed pitch, swung on and missed. He strikes out Fisher for out number 2. That is now strikeout number 7. And there's 2 down for the top of the order, Kevin Kiefler. Kiefler walked in the first, got hit by a pitch in the third, and flew out to right in the fourth. So Schmitz remains on first with 2 outs here in the top of the sixth. Pitch over for a strike. Get no signs of relief for French, who has went the entire way. Van Becky went 4 1/3, just relieved in the bottom of the fifth. 0-1 pitch down low for a ball. It's 1-1. Line score 4 1/3 for Van Beck, giving up 6 runs, 2 earned, 7 hits. He struck out 3 and walked 1. Also hit 1. Unofficially 79 pitches for Van Beck. So a 1-1 pitch coming. Here with 2 outs. Just missed outside. It's 2-1. Now Rosa would love to get another base runner on for a 2, 3, and 4 in the order. The meat of the order coming up after Kiefler. And a 2-1 pitch. Off speed, hits the outside corner. And it's 2-2. Campson flew out to center. Schmitz with a base hit. Fisher struck out, and now a 2-2 pitch coming here to Kiefler. 6-2 Brewers here in the top of the 6th inning. The 30-win New Ulm Brewers. Getting this one, Lightning. The walk-off winner earlier today against Raymond. They await the winner of this one in the round of 16. And Labor Day weekend, of course. 2-2 pitch coming. That's a grounder foul. Do the 2-2 once again. So Red Wing and St. Patrick moving on in Class C last night. Nisswa moving on earlier today. The winner of this game trying to be the fourth team to get to Labor Day weekend. So a 2-2 pitch coming to Kiefler with a runner on first, 2 outs. Here in the top of the 6th. French peeks over to first. And the 2-2 pitch. He tried to swing, it hit him. They're going to say it right here, it's going to be a foul ball. Because he was swinging, and it might have hit him in the hand, but the umpire says stay right here. You were swinging, so on that swing, you got to stay. We should mention for the Saints, their draftees, a Trent Wentlant from Lake Henry from the Lakers, Will Funk, New Munich Silver Streak, and Matt Eindick from Muir Grove Grovers. 2-2 pitch, little chopper to first baseman, he's not going to come up with it. Nissen tried to come forward and played off the short hop, and I looked down for a second. What happened? What happened there? Well, I looked down and there was an out. So it got by. The second baseman back him up. The pitcher, okay. That's what happens when you look down for a second. So it's not an error. They retire as the pitcher picks up the loose ball and gets Kiefler out to end the inning. So Rosa with 1 hit, 1 runner left on base, and no errors into the bottom of the 6th. It remains a 6-2 New Ulm lead. Reminds me to not take my eye off the game. You're watching Class C Amateur Baseball here in the Neighborhood Sports Network.
Fast and flexible care. Count on the urgency room for expert medical care when you need it most. Visit us in person. Broken bone, chest pain? We're in Eagan, Vadnais Heights, or Woodbury. Online care. Sinus infection? Strep throat? We offer easy online care. Major to minor, we can provide the level of care you need. Visit urgencyroom.com. Mobile check-in now available.
Well, Corey Schaefer, a pinch hitter for Josh Seidel. And Schaefer just grounded out to the shortstop. First pitch from Vogt for out number 1 here in the 6th inning. So Colton Schaefer, the second baseman, leadoff hitter for New Ulm. He is 0 for 3, reached on an error to start the game. Scored a run, grounded out in the 2nd, and struck out back in the 5th. First pitch to him is up high. It's 1-0. That's over for a strike. It's 1-1. 3 in the 1st, 3 in the 5th for New Ulm, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th for the Saints. Off speed is up high for a ball. That's 2-1. And if you're making your schedule for games here in Dundas, that's a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Vogt's already got 1 strikeout. Again, he came in relief of Van Beck last inning. The Jordan Brewers, their game coming up next. That is hit foul. That's 2-2. I'm assuming about a half hour. Half hour after the game. As Jordan again, they are getting ready for Ada for the A's. Pitch just missed for a ball. It's 3-2. And the pitch down low for a ball 4. So a 1-out walk by Schaefer. Heard one of the fans going, Ethan, throw it there again. Throw it there again. And you're going to love the enthusiasm from the crowds here at the Amateur State Baseball Tournament. I know I do. Justin Hoffman, the number 2 hitter, center fielder. Hoffman's 2 for 3. Base hit back in the 1st. Base hit in the 5th. He has scored twice. 1 out here in the 6th. That's down low for a ball. An official start time in this game was at 1:12. So we're an hour and 44 minutes in here in the bottom of the 6th. 1-0 pitch. Just missed outside. It's 2-0 to Hoffman. See a little more sunshine. And we're expecting temperatures to really get a little hotter. 79 degrees current temperature here in Dundas. 2-0 pitch hit foul on the first base line. It's 2-1. Looking for a high of 81 today. Feels like temperature is at 84. Dew point. What's the dew point at? Relative humidity is at 76%. So it's getting a little muggy. We are feeling a nice breeze, which is definitely helping. 2-1 pitch up, and runner's going on a hit and run. It works out perfectly. It's a drop for a base hit in front of Wiener, the right fielder. So Schaefer was moving, and Hoffman with a base hit. And runners on first and second, and 1 out. In the middle of the order, Cole Ramweiler. So Ranweiler is 1 for 3. 1 for 3 for Ranweiler. So Vogt trying to get out of a jam here. Hits it the opposite way. Is going to stay up. Oh, caught by the right fielder. Nice job out there by Wiener. It hung up in no place for anybody to go. Hit it the opposite way, but that's out number 2. Schaefer's got to stay at second. Hoffman's got to stay at first. And Hunter Ranweiler, who is 1 for 3, steps in. He struck out back in the first. Fielder's choice in the third. RBI double. And a base hit back in the 5th. He hit that one a ton, that double to left center. Last time up. Now 2 outs. Strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. So Schaefer on second, Hoffman on first here in the bottom of the 6th. Ethan Vogt again came in last inning, trying to keep this a 4-run deficit for his team. They got 3 at-bats left. 0-1 pitch. That's hit hard the opposite way. Left fielder on the run. That's Van Beck. He can't get to it. Run is going to score. Moving up to third, sliding in safely is Hoffman. So Hunter Ranweiler with a base hit, RBI base hit. Schaefer scores to make it 7-3 Brewers. Good piece of hitting. Or 7-2, excuse me. 7-2 Brewers. So Wade French, the pitcher, trying to help his own cause. Steps in with runners in the corners here and 2 outs. French, the number 5 hitter. French had a sacrifice fly RBI back in the first, flew out to right in the third, and walked back in the 5th. Just misses outside for a ball. That's 1-0. And Elrosa trying to hang around here down by 5. 1-0 pitch. Outside for a ball. That's 2-0. They're in the 4th inning over in Faribault. A good pitching duel. Hutchinson and Bluffton, no score. That's hit hard off the third baseman's glove, off a Winter glove into left field. Another run's going to score to make it 8-2. I'm assuming they're going to give him a hit. That was a laser at Winter. Could not come up with it. RBI base hit for French. Hoffman scores. And 2 more here in the 6th to make it an 8-2 game.
Number 33, Trevor Nissen.
So Trevor Nissen, who's 2 for 3 with a couple of RBIs. And a strikeout, steps in. The 7th batter. They come to the plate for New Ulm here in the 6th. 2 runs so far in. And he just gets a piece of it. Unofficially, Vogt with 25 pitches so far in relief. Vogt wants a new baseball. Yeah, we mentioned this New Ulm team. I think stats said batting like 360 as a team. 30-plus home runs this season as a team, 300-plus RBIs. The Brewers can hit the baseball. They got 9 hits, 8 runs. It was a 3-2 game, but giving themselves some distance with 2 in the, take them back 3 in the 5th, and 2 so far here in the 6th inning. So Nissen looking for more with an 0-1 pitch coming his way. With Hunter Ranweiler on second, French on first. 0-1 pitch. Popped up, foul left side towards the stands. That's going to bounce off his side and head towards where people come in at the front gate, so it's 0-2. And Vogt looking for a big strikeout. He had 2 outs in the inning. But Hunter Ranweiler, an RBI base hit. Wade French, RBI base hit. 0-2 pitch. Hits that one. Hooking foul down the third base line. Give the 0-2 pitch once again. And Jordan and Ada coming up next here on the Neighborhood Sports Network. Dundas and Blaine the follow. 0-2 pitch from Vogt. And the pitch outside, just missed, and it's 1-2. Again, Van Beck went the first 4 1/3 for Elrosa. Ethan Vogt, former player at University of Minnesota, coming in last inning. He strikes out Nissen to end the inning. But not before 2 runs scored by New Ulm. 2 runs off of 3 hits. 2 runners left on base and no Nisswa errors. 6 complete here in Class C baseball from Dundas from Memorial Field. It's New Ulm 8, Elrosa 2. You're watching coverage of the Class C Amateur Baseball Tournament on the Neighborhood Sports Network.
Star Tribune covers high school sports as passionately as you live them. Don't miss a beat on the games you love. Check out Star Tribune all day, every day for the latest prep news, scores, and so much more.
Top of the 7th here in Dundas. The grounds crew doing a great job. And if you saw any of the video earlier today when we were in a rain delay, I mean, I can't believe how fast they put this field back together. Again, Elrosa, very young squad. First time at state since 2018. Again, they beat Montgomery. The Mallards, my hometown team, 3-1 last weekend. New Ulm, 30-3. 16-0 in the Tomahawk. They received the first round bye. They won Region 2 for the 4th straight year. And right now the Brewers in control of 8-2 here in the top of the 7th. 2, 3, and 4 for Elrosa. Van Beck, Peter, and Wiener. And French is out there to start inning number 7. Get unofficially on French. We do have him at 95 pitches. First pitch over for a strike to Van Beck. So they're not worried about the pitch count. Will Van Beck, he's got 2 walks. He's 0 for 1. 0-1 pitch. Over for a strike, and it's 0-2. 4th time through the order. Again, very close to 100 pitches. Unofficial is French. But nobody warming up for New Ulm as we speak. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Tailing away. He strikes out Van Beck for out number 1 here in the 7th. And that's the 9th K for French. He struck out the side in the 1st and struck out the side back in the 5th. And Jackson Peter, the number 3 hitter, the shortstop, steps in. Peter is 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts, and grounded out to the first baseman. First pitch is up high for a ball. Yeah, middle of the order for Elrosa. 3, 4, and 5, a combined 1 for 9. That's outside for a ball. It's 2-0. Want to thank my cameraman, Isaac Warren, for making sure the scores are up to date and the innings up to date. So a 2-0 pitch coming from French. That's outside for a ball, and it's 3-0 to Peter. Elrosa is looking for base runners, down 8-2 here in the top of the 7th. Rochester Royals in the 7th. A Class B out of Miesville, 6-2 lead over Coon Rapids. 3-0 pitch. It's a 4-pitch walk to Peter. First guy on here in the 7th. And now I see somebody warming up down there for New Ulm. It's one of their own pitchers. So Derek Weiner, the number 4 hitter. Weiner is 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts. Into a fielder's choice back in the 3rd that scored a run. Again, it was a 3-2 lead for New Ulm, and they've extended it with 3 in the 5th and 2 in the 6th. Oh, and that hit him. Too far inside, it hits French. And I got a feeling that might be all. As Weiner gets hit by the pitch, we'll see if they allow French to go one more. No, I think his day is going to be done. As the manager, Al Floor, comes out. And I got a feeling that's probably all going to write for French. Yep, he's going to the bullpen. So I got French down for 104 pitches for French. So we're going to have a new pitcher. We'll tell you about the new pitcher coming up in just a moment. As French gets a nice round of applause.
PrepSpotlight.tv made history in 2020 by live streaming every game of the Town Ball State Tournament. History is happening again. PrepSpotlight.tv has been great, but it's becoming greater. Introducing NSPN.tv. The Neighborhood Sports Network launches this week with end-to-end coverage of a fantastic Minnesota sports tradition, Town Ball. See every game for a new fan-friendly monthly fee. Join for Town Ball State Tournament games, then stay for the high school and college seasons. NSPN.tv will provide subscribers with an abundant supply of local sports content, featuring live events called by local play-by-play professionals, comprehensive highlights, featured stories, weekly shows, documentaries, and video podcasts. Welcome to the neighborhood. NSPN.tv.
So a new pitcher, and it's a draftee for the Brewers. And they're going to a pitcher from the Searles Grizzlies, Mark Schomer, New Ulm Cathedral graduate, played or is playing at the University of Mary. So Schomer comes in to replace French. Got a different delivery than French. French 6 1/3 innings. He's given up 2 runs so far. Is responsible for the 2 guys out there. Struck out 8, he walked 4 and also hit 3 batters. They gave up 5 hits. Again, Rosa's had some chances, but French's been able to wiggle out of some jams throughout the game via the strikeout. Get 8 Ks for French. Now the draftee from the Searles Grizzlies comes in here in the top of the 7th, and he'll face Ashton Dingman, the number 5 hitter. First baseman Dingman is 1 for 3. Struck out back in the 1st, popped out to the shortstop in the 3rd. Had a 2-out double in the 5th, but was stranded there. Checks the runner at 2nd. That's Peter. And a first pitch over for a strike. It's 0-1. Again, unofficial count, 104 pitches for French. Checks the runner at 2nd. 0-1 pitch. That one is fouled straight back. It's 0-2. Again, a little different delivery here by Schomer. A little sidearm delivery by the righty. And he's got plenty of cushion. His team is up by 6. Saints trying to get a little bit closer with runners on 1st and 2nd, 1 out. Checks the runner at 2nd. The 0-2 pitch. Just missed on top of the strike zone. Brewers fans wanted, did not get to call. In Miesville, Rochester 6, Coon Rapids 2. That's in the 8th inning. Miesville's already in the Final Four in Class B. Rochester trying to join them. 1-2 pitch. Checks the runner at second, and the pitch swung on. Oh, just got a piece of it. It's still 1-2. Yeah, Meesville beat Anoka last night. Coming up later today, our third game, Blaine will take on Dundas. Here in the Neighborhood Sports Network. 1-2 pitch. Checks the runner at second. And the pitch, that's it. It's going to hit out the catcher's glove and skip to the backstop is Seidel. Not able to handle it. And against Seidel, with it being a drafty, has not worked. With Schomer, probably too often. They're in the fourth inning in Faribault. Bluffton and Hutchinson, a good pitcher's duo there, still no score. So a 2-2 pitch coming to Dingman. Runners on first and second, one out here in the seventh. And the pitch, that's fouled off to the side. We'll do the 2-2 pitch once again. Yeah, we got a near full house here in Dundas. But still lots of seats if you're making your way down to the ballpark. 2-2 pitch coming. Schomer in relief, looking for a big out. And it's fouled straight back. A good battle here between Dingman and Schomer. The Saints trying to get something rolling here. Down by 6, but a couple guys down with just one out in the seventh. They still have 8 outs to work with, down by half a dozen. 2-2 pitch. Down low for a ball. And it's 3-2, and give Dingman a lot of credit. Falling off a handful of tough pitches to keep this at bat going. So a 3-2 pitch coming from Schomer. Runners on second and third, and the pitch that is popped up into shallow left. The shortstop goes back. That's Peters. Peters will make the catch in the foul line for a big out number 2. That's a huge out number 2. And there's 2 outs. So Schomer can get out of this inning if he can retire Peyton Winter. The third baseman, Winter, has had a nice game. He's 2 for 3. He's got 2 of the 5 hits. So we're going to be a pinch runner. Pinch runner coming in for Wiener. That's going to be Andrew Weller. So Weller's going to come in the run. So Winter is 2 for 3, a base hit, a double, a run scored, and a strikeout. And definitely Elrosa looking for a hit here. And runners on second and third, 1 out. Now there's 2 outs. And Winter steps in against Schomer. First pitch down low for a ball. And it's 1-0. Yeah, we mentioned Mark Schomer from the Cereals Grizzlies. Also a pitcher from the Lamberton Long Sox and one from the Springfield Tigers. That pitch, it's 2-0. I have my state tournament hat on from the 2020 tournament, Springfield and Milroy. Did a nice job of hosting that with short notice. 2-0 pitch coming. That's down low, it's 3-0. With Gavin Campson, the DH. Campson is 1 for 3. He waits on deck. We'll see if they give Winter the green light. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. Here in the top of the 7th. Schomer getting set for a 3-0 pitch. Taken all the way for a strike. It's 3-1. Another guy warming up for New Ulm in the bullpen. It's single elimination. Everyone's got a pretty short leash. 3-1 pitch. Little chopper. Going to be a tough play. Second baseman gets to it by the bag. Over to first, and the inning is over. Nice job by Schaefer. Schaefer plays it off the hop. And Schomer comes in and gets New Ulm out of the jam. No runs off of no hits. 2 runners left on base and no New Ulm errors. The Saints have now left 10 runners on the base path through 7 innings. It's stretch time here in Dundas. Brewers still lead by 6. So you're watching coverage of the State Amateur Baseball Tournament on the Neighborhood Sports Network.
You should feel good about where you and your money are headed. We can help you build a better relationship with your money starting with our free Simply Better checking account. When you open an account, you'll also receive a free gift. Get started today. Think Bank. Meet your money.
Such news! It's everything I ever wanted!
So we're in the bottom of the 7th. Vogt is still out there. He's going to face the bottom of the order 7, 8, and 9. Domeyer, Peters, and Seidel. 8-2, New Ulm on top. First pitching a strike. So that'll close things out for French. We'll tell you about his box score in just a second. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. So French ends up giving up He gives up 2 runs, 2 are earned. Again, 5 hits, 4 walks, and he hits 3 guys. Deep in the hole, not going to get him. Good hustle. It's a nice play by the shortstop. That's Peter. But a long throw and infield base hit for Domeyer, and the leadoff guy is on for New Ulm here in the 7th. They're in the 8th in Meesville, 6-2. Rochester on top of Coon Rapids. So we have a pinch hitter for Elrosa. And it's number all right, take that back for New Ulm. Let me grab their roster here. Can't read the handwriting. It's a 1-1 pitch coming here from Vogt. That's outside for a ball. It's 2-1. Sometimes on the scorecard you can't read the manager's handwriting. So for New Ulm, Jordan Gugesberg from New Ulm Cathedral. And a 2-1 pitch coming from Vogt with a runner on first and nobody out. He hammers that the opposite way. That's going to be trouble. Right fielder plays it off a hop. Out there, that's Wiener. He'll get it in quickly. Domeyer had to hold up to make sure it was down, so he goes 90 feet. Back-to-back base hits for New Ulm. So Josh Seidel, the catcher, number 9 hitter, steps in. Seidel's looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 3. Grounded out twice to the shortstop and grounded out to the second baseman. So Domeyer on second. And again, Gugesberg, as that's a bunt. It's a pretty nice bunt. Picked up by Vogt over to first. Over to Dingman. So Seidel does his job with a sacrifice bunt for out number 1, 1-3 put out. Both guys move up 90 feet. Runners on second and third for the top of the order. So Colton Schaefer, the second baseman. Schaefer has reached twice, but still looking for his first hit. Reaching the air back in the first and scored. Ground to the shortstop in the second, struck out in the 5th. Walked last inning and scored. Pops up the first pitch. Again, New Ulm with 3 in the first, 3 in the 5th, and 2 in the 6th. Elrosa 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the 4th. So infield is in for the Saints, trying to cut off the runner at 3rd. They're down by half a dozen here in the 7th. Up high for a ball, it's 1-1. So a 1-1 pitch coming. 8 runs, 11 hits, 1 error for New Ulm. 2 runs, 5 hits, 4 errors for Elrosa. 1-1 pitch. That's a little number in front of home plate. Runner's trying to score, and Vogt can't come up with it, and racing in is Domeyer. And that's going to be an infield base hit, kind of a swinging bunt there by Schaefer. I assume they're going to give him a hit. It's going to be a hit, and an RBI for Schaefer. And Domeyer came racing in. Vogt picked it up with the glove and just tried to get it to his catcher. just now able to get it to Fisher. So it's 9-2. And Justin Hoffman steps to the plate here with one out in the 7th. Hoffman is 3 for 4. First pitch is a ball. Again, there is a 10-run rule after 7 innings. And Hoffman, he is the run to end the game. That's down low for a ball. It's 2-0. So if you're Elrosa, you want to make sure you keep this game going. Anything can happen in a state tournament game. 2-0 pitch coming. That's up high for a ball. It's 3-0. Well, a walk would put that run to end the game on first base. So a 3-0 pitch. That's down low. 4-pitch walk by Vogt. And the bases are loaded for Cole Ramweiler.
Left fielder, number 31, Cole Ramweiler.
And again, we've mentioned some of these numbers first time around. First pitch to Ramweiler's up high for a ball, and Vogt's having a tough time from the strike zone. Ramweiler is 1 for 3, also got hit by a pitch. They got a few guys, a couple of draftees heading to the bullpen for Elrosa. 1-0 pitch, taken on the way for a strike. It's 1-1. Well, I mentioned this on the get-go. Cole Ramweiler is batting .462 with 5 homers, 36 RBIs. 1-1 pitch, that's hit hard. Third baseman going to come home with it. They're going to get the out for 1, no throw. So they get the lead runner, Winter to a Fisher. Retiring Peters at the plate on a 5-2 putout for out number 2. Schaefer goes to third, Hoffman goes to first. Ramweiler reaches on a fielder's choice. So Hunter Ramweiler, again, he's batting .571 coming in. 5 homers, 38 RBIs. Again, the run that ended is on first. That's a base hit right back up the middle. That's going to score 1. That's going to score 2 to make it 11-2. That is the 3rd hit and the 4th RBI for Hunter Ramweiler. It scores Schaefer. It scores Hoffman. And now Cole Ramweiler on second base. He's the run to end this game in 7 innings.
Now batting number 16, Zach Moore.
So Wade French, he is out. So we got a pinch hitter for New Ulm, and Zach Moore steps in. That's up high for a ball. See if I can find some numbers on Zach Moore. He's batting .333. Seems like everyone's batting over 300. There's a little chopper. Shortstop over to first, and we're going to play more baseball. 6-3 putout. Nice job by Peter, the shortstop. But New Ulm strikes 3 more times here in the 7th. 3 runs off of 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. 2 runners left on base. And no Elrosa errors. 7 complete here in Class C baseball. From Dundas, Brewers 11, Saints 2.
A little score update from the other games happening. In Meesville, Rochester is up 6-2 in the 9th. And in Faribault, score still 0-0 in the 5th.
We're in the top of the 8th, 11-2, New Ulm on top. Aaron and Isaac Worm with you. That sounded like a broken bat. Shortstop charging, that's Peters. Peters on the run, they get him. First pitch swinging was Gavin Campson, the number 7 hitter. And he's retired for out number 1. Campson now 1 for 4. As Schomer, the draftee from Searles. Matt Schmitz, number 8 hitter. They're cruising over in Faribault again. They're on time. Their game 2 is going on right now. Hutchinson and Bluffton still no score. Okay, we're still on game 1. First to schedule 4 games today as that one hits the backstop. It's 1-0 to a Schmitz. When I checked earlier, there was a chance of some rain later on, and yeah, it looks like a chance of rain starts after 6 o'clock. Pitch is outside. It's a final in Miesville. Rochester beats Coon Rapids 6-2. So the Royals join Miesville in the Final Four. 2-0 pitch. That's well inside, and it's 3-0. Let me update my bracket in Class B. So a 6-2 victory for Rochester, who beat the Hamel Hawks in the first round. 3-0 pitch over Broadway. For a strike, it's 3-1 to Schmitz. So Rochester will get the winner of Moorhead and Champlin Park. That game is coming up next in Miesville. 3-1 pitch. Just missed outside, ball 4. It'll walk to Schmitz here with 1 out in the 8th. Saw that Moorhead team beat Newmarket last week. That's a very good Moorhead team. And saw a little bit of Champlin Park taking care of Chaska 7-2. So Rochester's in. Miesville is in the Final Four. Champlin Park and Moorhead. And Dundas and Blaine will finish off the rest of the Final Fours. It goes to a double elimination in Class B. They're going to play more baseball coming up tomorrow. So Schomer, the draftee right now, having a tough time finding the strike zone. Blaine Fisher's 0 for 2. Had a sacrifice fly for an RBI. 1-0 pitch to a strike, and it's 1-1. So we're the only game still going on when it comes to game number 1 of the day. Again, we started our game about an hour and 40 minutes late because of some heavy rain here in Dundas. 1-1 pitch. Outside for a ball, it's 2-1. And New Ulm does have some activity down there in the bullpen. Doesn't look like the pitcher's throwing it all, but he's ready if needed. So a 2-1 pitch coming to Fisher. Over for a strike, it's 2-2. 11 runs, 13 hits, 1 error for New Ulm, 2 runs, 5 hits, 4 errors for Elrosa. 2-2 pitch coming. That's a little number off his foot. We'll do it again. Yeah, last time I called a New Ulm game was back in 2020, and sure Brewer fans remember that one. They had a big lead late against the Prior Lake Mudcats. And Prior Lake scored a bunch of runs, I think, off of like 1 or 2 hits. There were some errors and lots of walks, and they came back to a stun New Ulm. That game was in Springfield back in 2020. 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3. And Schomer picks up the strikeout. And that is his first strikeout in relief. So Fisher goes down for out number 2. So at the top of the order, Kevin Kiefler, the center fielder. Kiefler walked in the first, got hit by a pitch in the third. Flew out in the fourth and grounded out in the sixth. First pitch is a ball. It's 1-0. Again, New Ulm can still end this game early in the bottom of the 8th if they do score 1 run. 1-0 pitch. That's a strike. Again, hour and 40-minute rain delay, and right now, time-wise, we're at 2 hours and 20 minutes on this game. 1-1 pitch to Kiefer with 2 outs. Schmitz on first. That's skied out to center. Center fielder Hoffman coming in. Hoffman pulls up, makes the catch, and the inning is over. No runs off of no hits, 1 error left on base, and no New Ulm errors for Elrosa. They have now stranded 11 on the base path. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Brewers 11, Elrosa 2. You're watching coverage of the Class C State Amateur Baseball Tournament on the Neighborhood Sports Network. Welcome to the neighborhood.
All season long, you've gathered with friends, neighbors, and family at ball yards all across Minnesota.
Still going, gone! A home run!
Diamonds that define hundreds of communities. Town Ball binds together our passion for baseball and our hometowns. And on September 10th, the cornerstone of Minnesota baseball, Target Field, will host a party for all those who play, watch, and support Town Ball. The Twins host the Guardians at 6:10 p.m. Prior to the game, the champions will be honored in a ceremony at Town Ball Tavern, and all Town Ballers will be invited down to the field for a special pregame ceremony. Wear your team colors and enjoy a special night at Target Field.
Field Scallon back, has it measured. That's it! Air Freight Unlimited, your Class A state champions.
For tickets to the Minnesota Twins Tip of the Cap to Town Ball on September 10th, visit twinsbaseball.com/townball.
Okay, we are back. So Matt Imdick comes in the pitch from the Muir Grove Grovers. High school, Melrose. College, St. Cloud Technical. First pitch is over for a strike. And Trevor Nissen, the number 6 hitter. Nissen is 2 for 4, a couple of base hits, 2 RBIs, and 2 strikeouts. First 2 pitches are over for a strike. So Vogt ends up going 2 2/3 in relief of Van Beck, who started. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and quickly 1 down as Nissen, even though he's got the 2 base hits and 2 RBIs, he strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. So Matt Imdick gets a strikeout. Jaden Domeyer, number 7 hitter. Domeyer is 2 for 4 with a run scored. And the Brewers pounding out 13 hits. First pitch up high for a ball. Again, Trent Winlance from Lake Henry, and also Will Funk from New Munich Silver Streak. Drafted players here for Elrosa. So 1-1 pitch to Domeyer. Again, New Ulm still in that situation where if they score a run here, they'll end the game via the 10-run rule. It's now 1-2 to Domeyer with Peters on deck. 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th. Again, this was a close game. And 3-2 going to the bottom of the 5th, but 3 straight innings of crooked numbers for the Brewers. 3 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th. And 3 in the 7th. Check swing, did he go? He did go. And he strikes out Domeyer, so back-to-back punch-outs and quickly 2 down. And Matt Imdick from, again, the Muir Grove Grovers. Looking good. So Andrew Peters, the shortstop. Peters is 1 for 4. Had a base hit last inning and struck out back in the 5th. And all Imdick is doing, he's just throwing strikes. 0-1 pitch. That's fouled. It's 0-2. This will be a very impressive showing for the drafting. He can mow down the Brewers. He struck out Nissen, struck out Domeyer. Trying to strike out Peters. And the 0-2 pitch. That's fouled once again. We'll do the 0-2 one more time. Again, coming up next year from Dundas, Jordan, the Brewers against the Ada Athletics. Ada with a 5-4 victory against Plato last weekend. 0-2 pitch. That one is hit deep to right field. The right fielder's not going to get to it. It's going to bounce to the fence. Rounding first and heading into second will be Peters with a stand-up double. And that run to end the game now sits on second for Josh Seidel, the catcher. And Seidel is 0 for 3 with a sacrifice bunt. Couple of ground outs, or 3 ground outs. So if Seidel can get a base hit, he'll end this game here in the 8th. Otherwise, Elrosa would have one more crack at it in the 9th. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. And Jordan and Ada, that game was scheduled to start at 1:30, so already 2 hours plus behind. I'm sure they'll try their best to get things going as quick as possible into game number 2. So a 1-1 pitch coming to Seidel. The run to end things on second. That's foul straight back. It's 1-2. Again, a very young Elrosa team is what I've heard. Making their 10th trip to the state tournament out of Region 15. 1-2 pitch. Grounder off the glove. And it's going to scoot in the center, and this game is going to be over. There's no throw, and New Ulm wins this one by the score of 12-2 on an RBI base hit by Josh Seidel. And that's going to end this game. It's final via the 10-run rule. Final score, New Ulm 12, Elrosa 2. Final box score, 2 runs off of 5 hits, 4 errors for Elrosa. 12 runs off of 15 hits and 1 error for New Ulm. So New Ulm again with 3 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, and 1 here in the 8th. 2 runs off of 2 hits to end the game as Josh Seidel sneaks it over the pitcher's glove in the center to score Peters, and this one is over. So if you have a program at home that maybe you're keeping track of things, it's a 12-2 victory for New Ulm. And New Ulm moves on to take on Nisswa. Again, Nisswa had a rally back and a comeback win against Raymond earlier today, 6-5. So Nisswa will take on New Ulm on Saturday, September 3rd. That's a week from today, 4:30 start in Faribault. New Ulm and Nisswa, and of course that game will be right here on the Neighborhood Sports Network. 12-2 is our final, and Isaac will have you zoom in to check out our player of the game. So the player of the game, Hunter Ranweiler, again, he had a big game. He went 3 for 5 at 4 RBIs, a run scored. He is the player of the game. Again, the final score, 12-2, New Ulm over Elrosa. Way back here shortly, Aaron Worm and Isaac Worm on the Neighborhood Sports Network. We got Jordan and Ada coming up.